Morning all.
Hey guys,
Hope you're all
welcome.
having a great day.
Welcome here. We appreciate you guys being here. These guys appreciate you being here.
I think we start with them today.
This girl yesterday got us 4 subscribers with one simple little shot. She's so cute. So we're up to 975 guys. So if you want to and you have the time to, play our playlist and see if we can't get our watch hours up a little bit, and share us out and tell your friends to subscribe. That would help. We're almost there. We'll be making 6 cents an hour. Yay! No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, we figured we'd start with the puppies this morning because they're really tired. They've
They're
had
ready
a
for a
long
nap.
had a long morning. They're just about ready for a nap, and they're not too active right now. As you can tell, Spike can hardly keep his eyes open.
Is Gracie sleeping?
Gracie's laying back on Mom's arm, basically going to sleep. So we just wanted to say hi with the guys. That's all. I'm gonna go put him down and let him sleep on the couch. Be right back.
They have lazy mornings. Usually when I get up in the morning, they come sit on me and they'll sleep there for an hour or two. Bye, Grace. Bye, Grace. Oh. Grace is gone. They're crazy little babies. They'll cuddle back up in the chair, and they won't want me to sit in my chair. They'll want me to.
They're definitely ready to sleep. No doubt about it.
Usually, if they're sleeping in my chair, I'll go sit in the other chair, and they get up and come sit on me anyways. It's like, well, I guess I should have just made you move.
Yeah. Crazy guys. That's all I know. So we had the new furnace installed. It works absolutely perfect. But on the following morning, after we had it installed, I got up and I went over. Oh boy, I'm going to try to heat this morning. It gets cool in here because we shut the heat off at night. And I hit it. And it went off. It lasted about 10 seconds and shut down. So I had to mess around with it, and I ended up figuring out that it was they've got like a flap switch that when you close the whole big door to the furnace, it makes contact and lets things happen. But it's kind of like a safety for the homeowner, so that if they open the door, that switch doesn't connect and there's nothing there, So it ended up just being like a manufacturer's defect, I guess. And we didn't make the guys change out the furnace or anything. He came, tried a couple things, and he ended up doing what I probably would have done, except I would have just like super glued a dime to the switch, and it would have been the same thing. But he drilled a hole, which if I had thought about that, that's probably the way I would have done it too. But that's the business he's in, so that's why he chose to do it that way. And he drilled a hole in the metal and put a little sheet metal screw in there, and it works perfect. So we wasn't going to bust their nuggets and have them change it out because of something that the manufacturer did that could be fixed so friggin' simple, So anyways, we love the guys. They came, they installed it. They were here for 3.5 hours maybe.
Very quick.
Give or take. They got rid of the old furnace and installed the new furnace, and we're very, 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 very happy with
Nate's oil burner service.
So if you're in the area, you're in
Yes.
southern Massachusetts area,
They're the guys.
they're the guys.
Right.
They're trustworthy and
Very nice to deal
very,
with.
very nice. So we had a kind of a weird Easter. We had planned to go out with our kids, and so Sue ended up. Well, you want to explain it? She aggravated her diverticulitis.
I irritated my diverticulitis. So needless to say, I was on liquids for the day. So we were going to go out for Chinese, which is my favorite. So there goes Chinese. So no Chinese for you. And my son was also sick. He's, unfortunately, my daughter was in the hospital, daughter-in-law was in the hospital, and the last day she was there, before she went home, her nurse had the RSV, and ended up giving it to her. So she went home with it and then gave it to my son. So my son was sick too, so he couldn't make it. So it was a quiet Easter.
And you want to tell them what you think you caused your diverticulitis? Or?
I don't really know.
Well, we think it's fried foods.
Fried foods, yeah.
We kind of know. It's fried foods. So she probably is not going to be able to eat it for quite some time, and maybe just dabble in it for the rest of her life, which is unfortunate, but at least she can eat everything else. I get it. I really do. But if it's going to aggravate her diverticulitis, the last time she had diverticulitis, she ended up in the hospital and had to have infusions and
Right.
and the pain. And if you keep doing it over and over and over, you're going to end up with an operation, and that's really not what we really really want her to be doing. So, but she's getting better.
Yep, I'm better.
She looked bad. Her color was all white. I asked her a couple times, your color don't look too good. Your color don't look too good. It kind of aggravated her. So I didn't ask, but it bothered me because it looked like she was getting close to that grayish color, which when she's got the grayish color, we're in trouble. And she was bone white. I mean, there was no color, you see how she's got like a little bit of rosy here? There's nothing. And that scares me. So, but she's back. She's got to watch her P's and Q's when it comes to fried food, we think. But,
well, it kind of was accidental. I had
it
Chinese
was.
food, and I was
That's
trying
why
to
I wanted you to
avoid.
tell them, yeah.
I was trying to avoid the fried stuff that I love. I was trying to avoid it, so I had teriyaki. But I did it two times in a row. Not in a row, but 2 times in a couple weeks. And I had the teriyaki, thinking I'm doing good. I'm not eating nothing fried. And then come to find out, when I got the diverticulitis, I was kind of thinking back, what did I eat? Well, and I realized that.
You had gone out with Melanie and had potato chips.
Oh, and then I had potato chips.
The
yes.
potato chips put her
Homemade
over
potato
the
chips.
edge. They were homemade potato chips.
Boy, were they good.
So from now on, when we're in a restaurant, like we do with me, we have to question everything about is this gluten-free? What's in it? What's the ingredients? Can you check with the chef? We need to start doing that. If there's any question about anything, or even ask, is that deep?
Well, I suppose I shouldn't didn't need to ask because we know that they're fried. So I should.
But anyways, whenever we're in a restaurant, we need to ask, no matter what she orders, is any of that deep fried? And if they say yes, just like me, then we have to not go that route because we do not want her sick. That's all I know.
Well, the accidental part was.
Just got to the point now where, I don't have to completely take care of her and completely do all the dishes and completely do all the shopping. And I'm not complaining, but it finally got to that point where we're back as a team and she does her thing and I kind of do my thing and it's easier for everybody. So we want to keep it that way. Okay, I took the new job, guys. Oh, Easter. I forgot. So we're sitting here and I don't know, what are we going to have? Like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches or something? So
Broth.
Sue had to have broth. So I'm thinking to myself, what am I going to have? Well, I got a phone call from our neighbor next door, and she had a bunch of boiled dinner left over, and she sent a plate over to me, and she sent a plate big enough where I had supper and then dinner the following day. And Brenda and Craig, I want to thank you. It was delicious, absolutely scrumptious, potatoes and carrots and cabbage and ham. There's nothing like a good boiled dinner. I don't know if anyone. We used to do that a lot, but we can't find a good.
I think that's a New England deal, right?
Yeah, and we can't find a good organic smoked shoulder, and that's what you use in a boiled dinner is a smoked shoulder. It's kind of a tougher cut of meat, but it's tasty. And when you boil it, it tenderizes
it's
it. It just
delicious.
makes it. And it was just. Thanks again, guys. So my Easter was good. Sue's Easter not so much. She was drinking friggin' vegetable broth.
And dying for chocolate. It was like, I don't normally have
And dying for a
cravings
chocolate bunny, right?
I wanted chocolate. It's like, it's Easter, I can't have chocolate. So it was more of a mental thing than it was I really need chocolate thing.
Yeah,
But anyways.
It sucked. We couldn't really spend time with the kids, and Mel didn't come over, or Ron didn't come over, so we really didn't see him for Easter. I don't think Mel even called for Easter, did she?
She texted me.
Did she?
She was having a day off. She had worked Saturday, so
Yeah.
she was having a day
But
off.
anyways,
So.
we had a good, nicely planned Easter with Sue's Chinese food and, the whole thing, and the kids like Chinese. I like Chinese food too, but it's not my favorite, especially the restaurant we were going to. But I got my boiled dinner and Sue's better, so that's the end of that.
And I got to try I tried a bite of the second day when he had it for lunch. I tried a bite of the ham, and it was absolutely delicious, Brenda. So we're definitely going to have to make one because we haven't had it in, oh my God, probably 10 years.
Yeah, it's been a while. Even
About
if
10
we have
years.
to cheat and have a piece of ham that ain't quite,
It was delicious.
it
It
ain't
really was.
quite organic. That's okay. Hey, eating a little bit here and there is not going to kill us. We generally are organic in any way we basically can. There's times like when we go out to eat, or times when we feel like having like hot dogs and beans or something that we're not organic. So we're not 100%, but we are probably at least 85% organic, so which is good. We do not do high fructose corn syrup, and we do not do GMO if we can help it, genetically modified products. Those are the two main things, and of course as many organic stuff as we can possibly get. So that's, anyways, the dogs are much happier these days. When we moved in, we had a cage in the back, okay, for the
Like
dogs.
we use when we travel.
It started out with a 3-foot fence, and then one day we got a knock on the door, and it
Here
was
comes Craig.
and it was the neighbor, and he's going, I think your dog's next door. So he was running the neighborhood free. So
No, he was on the leash. Craig had him at the door.
the dog got free over the 3-foot fence, and our neighbor had the dog,
Leash.
whether or not he was on the leash or
He
whatever.
picked him up on the leash. He was at the
whatever.
door. Yeah.
It doesn't. That's not the point. The point is, Spike jumped over a 3-foot fence.
And they caught him,
So
thankfully,
we
and put him
went
on the leash.
on and we bought a 4-foot fence, and we took all that down, and we put all brand new 4-foot fence, and then we decided that we were going to fence in the yard. So we fenced in the yard with the 3-foot fence, figuring it'll be okay. Well, nope, Spike escaped again. He went over the 3-foot fence. So
After it
we
was
went and
a
bought
bunny.
all brand new 4-foot fence, and pretty much did, a good portion of the yard. So as time went by, we realized that we don't need their cage. So I took their cage down, and I took the 4-foot pieces. I think they're 4 foot by 8 feet long, or whatever they are, and made a bigger area for them to run, and they love it. They got basically a nice big area. Like if there was a couple of German Shepherds, it may not be quite big enough for them, but for these guys, they're loving it. They've been going up. Hey, the little areas that I opened up, they snipped that particular piece and peed on it and pooped on it. And, they were just happy. They're totally happy. They got a whole big yard. We don't need their cage anymore because they're grown up and they're mature. And we realize that if somebody's going to come that we need to worry about, we're going to have them pretty much stifled anyways, And worry about, I mean, as them jumping on them and scratching them, not biting them. But they love people. We saw a comic or whatever it was, I forget, a picture or something, and it's got these 2 Boston Terriers, and they're going down this beautiful beach, and, there's birds around, there's waves, and there's this and that, and way off in the distance, there's a couple people walking, and the dogs, there's a caption over the dogs that go, people! Because they're people. They're people dogs, 100% people dogs. These dogs care more about people than they do the dogs that they come across, and that's the truth. They're curious about the dogs, but they just love people, right? I mean,
True.
they
They get very excited.
They're crazy. So I took the new job, and I had to call my boss with the bad news, and then I went up yesterday. I had his chop saw that I had borrowed, and he needed it because he's going to make some T signs and some cot signs, and so I brought that up and said goodbye to the guys, and it wasn't it wasn't good. I mean, everybody was going to miss me, and I'm going to miss them. I love working there. It's 27 miles away one way. And that's the only reason why I left there, because I would have stayed there. I was perfectly happy. I just didn't like the 1 hour and 20-minute commute every single day. That's all it was. So it was 7 hours of travel in a week, okay, and about 1,000 miles a month to get to work. And it's just, I would still do it if I didn't have the option, but the new job, and I did it by elapsed time on the car, so it's exact 6 minutes and 28 seconds to and from work, instead of 1 hour and 25 minutes to and from work at the old place. So I'm sorry to say I had to leave them, but I'm happy to say that I have a good job. It's actually got a town retirement fund for me, and so I like that part, and he's paying me well, and he's a friend of my old boss who suggested me. They're buddies. He's even got a picture of my old boss hanging in the wall. So and he's a good guy. I can just tell he's a good guy. He's going to want you to do a day's work, but yeah, okay. And and they just hired 10 kids to do all of the raking, the sand traps, and all of the manual labor, and us old guys just mow. I'm going to work 36 hours a week, with probably up to 40 hours a week at times, because he has a couple of old guys that take a lot of time off for doctor's visits and sickness and not feeling quite well. So he asked me, can you do anything? Yes, I can do anything on the golf course. Oh, good, he said, because I need people to fill in for these guys. So I'll probably end up with a 40-hour week for the most part. The old place didn't have a time clock. This place has a time clock. The old place, I had a pretty much guaranteed 40-hour salary unless we didn't actually go to work because of rain. And here, not so much. I'm going to have to punch out on rainy days and stuff like that. But that's okay. It's close. It's not going to be stressful to me. I'm going to get 1 hour sleep a day more in the morning and 1 hour extra time at home every day. Right? So it just...
Well, 3 hours actually, because you don't get home till 3 in the afternoon, so you'll get 3 hours actually extra.
It just makes no sense, right? So I'm going to work from 5 o'clock in the morning till 11:30 in the morning. That's my basic hours. And I'm going to work either Saturday or Sunday in the morning, or both mornings if he needs me to, or fill in for other guys during the week or whatever. And so I'm happy. You know, it's a beautiful, beautiful golf course. Absolutely to die for. I mean, and John Parker, the old course that I was at, is a golf course, yeah, and it's a 9-hole golf course, which I got no problem with that. But it's basically built where an old giant apple orchard used to be, and so it's fairly flat and doesn't have a lot of character. This place is not flat; has a lot of character. It has 9 holes that goes through woods and 9 holes that go through tidal pools, tidal swamps. You know, because we're close enough to the sea that when the tide comes up, it's going to come up and fill in some of the ponds, and then when it goes down, it'll be down. So we've got water views and wooded views, and it's an 18-hole course, and it's beautiful. And they have all brand new equipment and a full-time mechanic. So I don't have to turn wrenches. I don't have to, like at the old place, I would help him out regularly doing mechanical work, and I didn't like it. I did it because he's a friend of mine. I did it because I love the place, and I did it because I have to keep my machine running at least, or I don't have a job, right? So here, none of that. Just get in, mount up, mow, and go home. So I'm really, really happy. So the dog's new diet.
It's going well. They're looking really good. They're shiny and pretty. And Gracie they both had like a little rough spot on their back. And Spike's went away instantly. Gracie's taken a while. Hers is finally going away. But she's smooth and shiny and pooping less.
Way less. Like, this kind of gross, but let's say normally they would poop like they would fill this up, right? Now it's like...
It's that long.
Right. So
yeah, so they seem to be, they love it.
And they're not messy poops, and we were worried about changing their diet, because with regular dog food, every time you change their diet, it would cause diarrhea or stomach problems, and with this natural food, this homemade food, which is just beef and vegetables and broth and
avocados.
It's got we've done avocados and apples. This morning they got a few blueberries, a couple of raspberries, and some apples, and so they're just happy with it. Yeah. There was no ill effects in their stomach at all, and they are so shiny and soft. Both of them had this Brillo pad feel on their back. It's gone. Spot. It's gone. Gracie had it right up until a few days ago. It kind of went away, except like a little area, like about that big. And yesterday we noticed it's gone. Yeah. And they seem to be more energetic, if that's possible.
God, right? That's the last thing we need is more.
I don't know if that's for real or not, but So, anyways,
Gracie's very excited about food. She's actually in the kitchen waiting before Spike.
They both are, and Gracie was always finicky. Gracie doesn't even hit. Gracie, if you even moved around her while she was eating, she would stop eating and sometimes not even go back.
You couldn't go near her.
The world used to stop. When Gracie started to eat, everybody would stop. We would just stand still until she was done. Now she's sitting there waiting, and you can't put it down fast enough, and she never stops eating. I tripped on her the other day, and I banged her with the refrigerator door another day, and it didn't even matter. She didn't even stop. She didn't even look up. She doesn't care. That's how happy she is with the food. They both love it. And why not? They're eating better than we are.
Yeah.
They're eating better than probably I'll bet you are too. So
I got to add more vegetables to myself now that I've got them all ground up. Find something to put the vegetables in so I can eat vegetables too. Yeah. I grind them all up so you can't see them, and that's my way of eating vegetables. Yeah. It works for them too. They grind them up. They don't even know. They just eat it all. They love it. So, but they're liking it. So, and it's a little bit of work, but not that bad. I've kind of got it down where I, try to get 2 weeks worth ahead. But it seems like, geez, they're through it already. Wow, gotta get do more food. So
And so we have pretty much talked about anything we got to talk about, except for we're not going to be leaving RV plans are always written in the sand, but I was planning on leaving October 15th, but my new boss wants me to work till October 31st. So instead of the 15th of October, we're planning on leaving for Quartzsite on November 1st, which happens to be a Sunday.
which is
Right?
the day he
Which
likes
is
to
great. I
leave.
love leaving on Sundays around here because you can get the hell out of the Northeast way before the traffic, because it's dangerous around here and traffic pack. So if we can get out into Pennsylvania area, it eases up some, and by the time the second day rolls along, we're pretty much in not any traffic at all. But anyways, we're going to leave a little bit late. I guess we're going to go directly to Quartzsite, but slowly, like we did last year, and film a few things and hope that everything works out so that we can leave a little early at the end of the year, at the season next year, to start heading home and maybe meander home for like a month to 5-6 weeks. Visit a few YouTubers and do a lot of filming. Is our goal. Our goal is to do a film of some sort on something in every state we go through. So that's going to take some time. We're going to stop and visit our friend Carol. We're going to stop hopefully up in Ohio and visit some folks up in there, some YouTubers, 3 different YouTube folks channels. And so, speaking of YouTube folks, guys, I got my new shirt from Tom and Lori, and it says established 2015.
It was their 10-year anniversary
Okay, and
T-shirt
now-
that you won.
That's because they've been living in their RV and been on the road for 11 years.
Well, it was their
10.
10 year.
It was their
Right.
10th year
Right.
on the road, but going on 11 years on the road. And they were some of the first people that we watched. And they're a lot of the reason why we did what we did and why we do what we do. RVing wasn't even on our radar in our lives. We were like, I don't want RV. And now we like RVing and we spend 6 months a year in it. So we actually sold our old house. I don't know if you all have been around long enough, but we did sell our old house, and we were going to hit the road with a 3 to 5 year plan, but then she took sick, so that all
Change the plans.
kind of went away. And but we still snowbird 6 months out of the year, and we will be leaving on October 31st. And we film and we talk about our daily life at full-time RVing, and we boondock every single stitch of it, except we generally spend one night in an RV park at the Alaskan RV Park in Arizona, because it's just, we have a good friend there, and we have an old lady there that we're friends with, and she owns the place, and we just like it. It's $20, $25 now a night with full hookups. How can you beat it, you know? And it's basically, at that point, it's a good stop, and from there we can make it to Tucson the following day and spend time with Steve and Oki. We usually, on the way down, spend 3 or 4 days with them, and then we make the last run to Quartzsite. So anyways, that's our week. That's our plan. I got my Tom and Lori hat. I got my Tom and Lori t-shirt. If you guys have not check them out. It's Tom and Lori RV Life on YouTube.
They're a fun couple.
It's the only way I can describe it, and they do it themselves, is it's like the Seinfeld show. It's a show about nothing. Yet it's a show about something that makes you smile.
They will make you
time you watch these people, they're going to make you smile. We've become good friends with them.
Sweet people.
They're just salt of the earth folks. And we didn't get a chance to see them this last year. We were making plans, and then Sue took sick, and we fled, and we didn't get a chance to see him, and it sucked. It really did. So we're looking forward to getting back down there, and we're going to make a point of seeing them instantly. Even if we're going to make a couple of days trip down to Yuma or something, we're going to see them and not lollygag, because I want to see them. I don't want to. I love those people, you know. And we don't get to spend a lot of time together. We really don't.
We don't. We just see them like once or twice.
It's rare that we get to spend time with them, and it's precious because we have a lot of fun.
But when we do spend time, it's like a 5-hour stay.
Oh, and it's like
and it's like feels like
and
that.
it's like you've been there for 5 minutes, and you know you're with good folks that you like when you can spend 5 hours with them and go, what just happened to the 5 hours, right? And it happens. It really does. And we just have a lot of laughs, a lot of fun. That's all I can say about them. So check them out, Tom and Lori, RV Life. Guys, we love you. We thank you. Subscribe if you haven't.
Thumbs up.
If you want to talk to your friends and family, share us out. Have them subscribe. Yep, give us a thumbs up, and please, guys, leave a comment. I beg all of you, just take the time, just say hi, whatever. We love comments. We love to hear from you. And even though I don't do it in a completely timely manner, I will get it back in touch with you within a couple of days of us putting out this video. Once again, episode 7, Spill the Beans Saturday, is in the books. We thanks, guys.
Bye, everyone. God bless.